Just taking your time, just coming to your lying down position, and whatever that may be. Just having the chin tucked in, just tuning into the breath. As we always do. Settling down on your mat. And just beginning to just let go of the day. Just tuning in to the breath. Gently, without forcing, just allowing the mind to ease. And as it empties, your attention only on the breath. And settling in. Just observing. It's where the body is supported by the earth. And the subtle movements as the chest lifts with each inhale. And the tummy as well. And with each exhale, just everything contracts back down. And as we settle here, just with time, just letting that breath lengthen. It's that sense of calm that's washing over us. We just settle nice and relaxed. Just observing the rhythm of our breath. And the subtle differences, just how each round might change. And when you're ready, we'll just take 3 nice long deep breaths. That inhale as we fill the chest and tummy, holding just for a second. And through parted lips, just sighing it away. Twice more. When we've had those 3, just allowing that breath to return to normal, observing any subtle differences. And then we'll just move into the neck, just gently rocking the head side to side, just easing into these neck muscles, and only moving as much as you want or as little. And then it's bringing that head back to center, chin tucked in. As we bring the palms face down by the sides if they're not already. And then let's inhale, reaching these arms up overhead, onto the floor behind you if they go. That quick stretch out. As we exhale, these palms back down by the sides. Twice more. That inhale, reaching up and over as the movement fills the breath. If you want, when you're over, flex the toes away. As we inhale, palms down again. Maybe flexing the toes up. And that was our 3. Just have that gentle wiggle off the ankles, maybe the wrists. And then we're going to work with an energizing breath. So it's the same move, but we're reversing the breath. So starting with the palms face down by the sides. And this time, exhale. These arms up and over, completely emptying the breath. And if you take a swallow, that draws the tummy back and up, holding this exhale in. When you need to inhale, gently inhale as these arms come back down. Lovely. Now, we will do 3 more. Do it to your rhythm. Take a pause between each if you like. So completely emptying as we exhale over. Holding that exhale. We gently inhale. The arms back down. Twice more. When you've had those 3, just some nice long deep breaths. Just feeling if that body is just a little more energized. That revitalizing breath. And then, when you want, just inhale, just hugging these knees in towards the chest. You can have that rock around if you like, just massaging the lower spine. So the knees go one way, maybe the head the other. And then, as we bring the knees back to center, squeezing them in just a little. And if you like, inhaling the head up towards the knees. As we hold it here, see if that just pushes the lower back onto the mat a little more. And then the next exhale, let's just peel the head down to the mat, the chin tucked in again. As we lower the soles of the feet onto the mat, quite close into the hips, ready for bridge. With the palms face down by the sides, as we start with pelvic tilting. So just that inhale, just that slight, subtle peel up as we exhale down. Breath by breath. So that inhale, that gentle peel, that small curve of the lower spine flattening on the mat. As we exhale down, as that natural curve returns. Micro movement of the lower back and the hips. Now, in the next breath or two, if you want, inhaling up into full bridge as these hips lift to the sky. Not holding, just exhale, peeling the spine down vertebrae by vertebrae. Twice more this way. Maybe you go higher this time. As we exhale down. Third one. Now when you've had these 3, take a pause if you want. Or you can inhale straight up as we hold. Maybe holding for 6 breaths, maybe your count is less. So with each inhale, that power through the legs as the hips lift. With the exhale, maybe that subtle press through the palms, lengthening the spine. And when you've had those 6, just exhale, peeling back down again. As we counter stretch, taking a hold of each knee individually. As we draw them out and up to the side of the chest. Shoulders dropped here. You can have a gentle rock if you like. And as we hold this position, just feeling the hips just opening gently. And when you're ready, inhaling these knees back together. So we take a hold around the back of the thighs this time. We get ready to rock ourselves up to sit. And just building the momentum, massaging the spine as you do. And we're up. Finding our comfortable seated position. That spine long and light. The shoulders dropped, the chin tucked in. With each inhale, just finding that length. As we exhale, just rooting it back down. As if we're feeling the breath just travelling up and down the spine. And then here, so working our way around the neck as we usually do. That exhale as we look up, stretching the front. Every inhale back to center. As we exhale, looking down, stretching the back. Inhaling back. Exhaling the ears to the shoulders, stretching the sides. Back to your inhale and final side. And as we inhale back, finding that length again, checking the chin still tucked. And we'll just exhale, looking over any shoulder. Now as we hold that inhale, finding the lift in the chest, rooting it back down on the exhale, and inhale back to center. Exhaling to the second side. And we repeat here, finding that lift on the inhale, as we root it down on the exhale. Inhale back to center. And then doing what feels right for you. Maybe circling the neck. Just making some nice loose movements. You've circled the neck one way though. Just being sure to go the other. And as we've worked evenly, that inhale back to center. And let's move it across to the sides. So when we're ready, inhaling up, reaching up, finding that stretch. Exhale over to any side, one palm can drop, doesn't matter where. Reaching this top arm out, feeling the stretch in this side. Perhaps that release down a little more with each exhale. Can we inhale it? Back up, lifting with the core. Second side. We exhale over. Now reach into this side, observing any difference. That's inhale again, lifting with the core. Now reach up and exhale, everything back. Heart center, shoulders dropping. And we can roll our way through to all fours, or any other way if you like. So when you're all fours, remember, maybe you're on the fists, or maybe you're on the palms. It's finding that lift in the chest. It's rooting down the connection with the mat. And then let's work in cat. As we inhale, curling from the base of the spine, looking up. Exhale, curling from the base again. Looking down or through the legs, breath by breath, bending the elbows as you move, only if you want. And just feeling into each of these vertebrae within the spine. And on our next exhale, curling down and sinking the hips back into our child position, adjusting as we need to, just allowing the chest and head to just sink down towards the mat. It's finding that length in the spine as the body just melts to the mat here. Just observing the breath. And if we want, let's inhale, just lifting the palms up onto the fingertips. And then just move the stretch up a little more. And at any point, just exhale those palms gently back down. And seeing if there's any difference. When we're ready, let's inhale slowly, back through to our all four positions. Finding the knees under the hips, the palms under the shoulders. And let's move it into the core. Now, most of us have done this move before, so we're going to skip out stage one. So when you're ready, let's inhale, reaching one arm out, and the opposite leg if you like. As we exhale, gently back down. Working to the other side. That's inhale, reaching up. Now with the feet, you're sending the heel back, not the toes. And exhale. Twice more to each side. Inhale and reach. Now you can look forward if you like as you inhale and reach. Exhaling down. Other side. As you do this, do you notice movements in the back? Similar to our cat. Now third, not quite final round. Exhale down. Final side. Now when we come back, just have a quick wiggle off if you want to. Just those elbows, hips, knees and shoulders. And then, let's move it into the core now. So same position, always remember, come on to the fist if you want. First side, Inhale, reaching out. This time, exhale, bending knee and elbow. That curl in the spine, the knee and elbow might touch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, down. Other side. Inhale, reaching arm and opposite leg. Exhale, bending elbow and knee. They might come towards each other. Inhale, reaching out. Exhale and plant. Shall we do 2 more? Inhale, first side. Exhale. If we were cold, we should be warming up now. It's slow and controlled movement, working with the breath. Final round. Working at your pace. And when we're done, exhaling back down, all fours. If you didn't before, you probably won't. We're going into child. If you want to go straight there, that's fine. Maybe that wiggle out first. And then exhale back. Hips towards the heels. That reaching out to that lengthening of the spine. That chest and head just sink to the mat. If you're here and you want, just give the wrists a little ease out as well. Just observing the breath. Allowing it to just gradually lengthen again. And when we're ready, gently inhaling back through to all fours. As we get ready to lift into dog, tucking the toes under. Next inhale, sinking the hips up to the sky. As we exhale, that chest and head sinking through. And yes, taking a walk if you want. From foot to foot, stretching into the back of these legs. Maybe you prefer to be still. And if you don't want to stay in dog, you can always drop down to all fours for a second. And then, when we're ready, let's just walk it through to a forward fold. As we walk the feet towards the hands. And we can either let the hands hang, hold the ankles, maybe hold the elbows. It's giving the head just a nice wiggle, just so it's nice and loose. And with that slight bend in the knees, just feeling the lower back, it's giving in. And in time, let's slowly inhale as we uncurl through to our standing. Those feet nice and planted, that spine lengthened, chin tucked. Just observing that breath again. There we go. Yes, I still have a head. Settling down, shoulders dropped. Now if we want, let's give those these are the wrists. Give them a little wriggle out. We were on them for a while. Maybe the knees. Give it a nice loose dance. And then, as we come back, settling back down, usual move. That inhale. That reaching up, stretching up with the arms, looking up if you like. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Twice more. That inhale, this is a stretching, energizing reach up. And final one. And with the hands back in heart center. You can just draw these down. And just wiggle these feet out just a little. Maybe half a leg, maybe a little shorter. Either forward or just slightly out to the side. Finding that chest lifted, hips level, side stretch again. Inhale, reaching one arm up, stretching it up. Exhale over. Lower hand maybe holds the leg or maybe it hangs. Now with the legs slightly wider, you feel it all the way from the sole of the foot. Now this is the hard bit. Can we inhale, lifting with this core? Both arms up. That is quite hard. And exhale. Stretch across, easing into this side. It's feeling the release with each exhale. And again, that lift with the core. Palms together. And we can exhale them, taking a hold of the hips any way you want. Now, the shoulders dropping. We're just going to go all the way forward, but keeping the spine lengthened. So exhale. Now the hands are in the hips to keep them even. You can keep the legs fairly straight. You should quite quickly get a strong stretch in the back of these legs. If you get to the halfway point, we're just holding it here. As if we're breathing in that little bit taller in the spine. Now's the nice bit. Just exhale. That fold, letting the spine curl. The arms can be anywhere. And again, inhaling. That subtle lift, slow lift up. And curling to the stand. Big step or small steps in. So as that we loosen off. And then, let's move to the thighs. We're coming into chair. With the spine lifted, these feet nice and planted. That big inhale, scooping the arms up. And exhale, as if we're sinking on that imaginary stool. It's remembering with the hips, the bum's not poking out, it's just tucked in. Now let the shoulders drop as we're holding it here. Are we feeling it in the thighs yet? Good. Start working with the breath. I said long held positions tonight. Just another 5 minutes. That's a joke. But just tune into the breath. It just helps you forget what's going on. Next exhale, we can just lower the hands. We're just going to inhale, scooping ourselves back up. Lovely. Does that feel better? Excellent. Warrior two now. So we can begin by stepping the foot out, the back toes pointing in, the hips facing the side, or just slightly off. The hands on the hips, that spine lengthened. Exhale. Now bend in the front knee, checking the alignment, that knee and ankle. Nice straight line. Inhaling these arms up to shoulder height. And looking over the front fingers if you like. Now, as you tune into the breath, settling in here, and we can just catch our breaths again. And every inhale, a gentle lift in the spine, as if the arms are getting longer. Maybe we exhale, lowering that little bit more. As we did at the start, just observing the movement. The chest expands on the inhale, contracting on the exhale. Now our next exhale, we're going to swing over the back leg. So exhale, the front arm reaching up, the back one back. Lovely. Can we exhale again? The front elbow onto the front thigh. This back arm just wrapping around, maybe in the lower back. Just to open the shoulder blade up, that's it. Now, if you like, inhaling that back arm up, reaching to the sky, maybe looking up if you like. And then, big inhale, everything coming up, legs straightening. Back down. Now let's shorten this stance. Roughly a half leg distance. So these hips are pointing forward. Finding our length, we're just going to fold over this leg, keeping this spine lengthened. So as we exhale and tip, we should find the biting point pretty quickly. When you do, every inhale, that bit of length. Maybe you exhale and lower. Now, quite a few of you look quite far down. If you feel you would rather hold the leg than the hips, then you can. Or maybe you can touch the floor. I think we can see I'm not really there yet. But just feeling the release in this front leg. When we're ready, let's inhale, back up, stepping it down, shake, wiggle off, and then we'll take a bit of a breather. So to change it up, we're going to do one tree now, and then do the other side after the second round. So what I want, the leg that was our front leg is the one that's going to be tucked in, because that's the one we've just used, so that'll give it a rest. So finding that length, so we root down through the feet. That's it, grab the wall if you want. Inhaling one heel up. Next inhale, bringing that knee up. shake, wiggle off if it wants it. If you feel ready, we can go out to the side. We have the other arm or a wall as a balance. And when you're ready, tucking the foot in, whether it's high or whether these toes are touching the floor. And that inhale, reaching up, palms together. Exhaling it all back, heart center, shoulders dropping. As you're holding the wall, palm and opposite shoulder. Just exhale, rooting down through the standing foot. Just inhale, so that lift up. Just tuning into our breath. Finding that calm and stillness. Just letting everything settle. Mind clearing. The breath lengthening. And when we're ready, just exhale gently down. Plant, walk, shake off. How did we find that tree? Usually people are a little bit more wobbly, but maybe after all that we just needed that chill out. Interesting. Anyway, let's raise the heart rate again. Chair. Finding the length, shoulders dropped. That big inhale, scooping up. And exhale, sitting down. Remembering the bum's not out, tucked in. I think maybe give the shoulders a rest this time. So if we want, just exhale the elbows out, palms facing up. Remembering that lift in this chest with the inhale. Maybe exhale as we lower. If you're feeling super confident, maybe bring the heels up. It's quite a balance though, and that's really strong in the thighs. So you maybe don't want to stay here too long. Remembering, observing the breath. It helps us forget what we're doing. And then let's exhale. Big inhale back up. Exhale that back. Warrior two. So the other foot forward. Back toes tucked in, hips to the side, maybe slightly off. Now we're maybe a bit out of breath, but we need to get down there, and that's when we sort it. So that inhale and lift. Exhale, bending front leg. Checking knees and ankles. Healing these arms up. Looking over those front fingers if we want. And now, observing the breath, catching the breath again. Just allowing it to lengthen. As we focus only on this. Just let the body just ease into this position. Gradually deepening with these hips just loosening. And then, let's exhale, swinging back, that front arm reaching up, finding the lift here. Exhaling forward, the elbow onto the thigh, that back arm wraps around, opening the shoulder up. Nice. And inhaling if you like. Reaching the back arm up, maybe looking up. big inhale. Swinging up, leg lengthening. And drop. It's the nicest exhale I think you'll take. To the feet, half a leg distance maybe, just enough so the hips point forward. Hands on hips, breathing in nice and tall. As we exhale and tip. So the spine still lengthened when you find the biting point. If we're breathing in taller with every inhale, maybe exhaling lower. Remembering if you're low, the hands don't have to be on the hips, maybe the legs, maybe the floor. Just finding the release here though. And when we're ready, inhale, back up, stepping it forward or back. Quick wiggle, ease off. And ready for tree. It's finding our stillness, those feet planted. With the inhale, it's this lift in the chest, just helps the center of gravity. We inhale, lifting one heel up. Next inhale, this knee in line with the hips. And shake, wiggle it, whatever you want it to be. If we're balanced here, exhaling it out to the side. And then gently tucking the foot in. Just taking your time. And when you found the stillness, inhale, reaching up, palms together, and back to heart center, letting the shoulders drop, just holding it here, that attention just drawing inwards. Observing the breath and its quality. The mind eases. You'll probably notice some difference on this side compared to the first. Just rooting down, breath by breath. And when you're ready, just gently exhale, back down, ready to come to the floor. So just taking a really nice slow forward fold. It'll take several breaths to come down, that spine lengthened. As we tuck the chin, round the shoulders, slight bend in the knees. Using the tummy as brakes. Feeling each of these vertebrae as that head hangs. And just the release as you hit the lower spine. Just hanging nice and loose when you're down. As much a bend in those knees as you want. And then everybody will just take a hold of the elbows. The head still hanging. Just rocking the elbows gently side to side. As you move, one knee will probably bend. Just gently stretching into each side of the lower back. As we've worked evenly, just coming back to center and stillness, just letting everything hang again. And we'll step it through to dog. Whether it's walking the hands forward and stepping the feet back. These hips up to the sky. Walking, if you like, from foot to foot, or just enjoying the stillness. And if you don't want to stay here, it's coming down to all fours, sinking into child. But in the next breath or two, let's all come down if we're still up. Be all fours, sinking those hips back. And chest and head melting back towards the mat. Just letting the body just settle in here. Observing that breath. Finding that length in the spine. When we're ready, just inhaling, slowly back to that all fours, whether it's on palms or fist. And we're just going to work in our circle cat. That inhale, curling from the base, looking up. As we exhale, we're circling around as we curl down. Lots of things will move. It's feeling all the way around the spine, a lot of other places too. But as we've gone one way, let's circle the other as well, to keep it even. And when we feel we've worked evenly, coming back to that flat back position, ready to lie down. Any way you want, or maybe rolling across these ankles, through to sit. With that nice loose bend in the knees. As we inhale, the spine lengthened, arms up. And peel that spine back down. Slowly, slowly. Working the core. So the last thing that comes down is the head. When you're down, with the chin tucked in, just a nice loose bend in these knees. Doesn't matter if the feet are wide, close or far away. As we bring these elbows out to shoulder height and just sending the palms facing up. We can just roll these knees around. Just gently, gently. Just allowing that momentum to build. And if it comes to the point where the knees come onto the floor on any side, you can just leave them here. Maybe taking a look over the opposite shoulder. Just releasing around into this nice loose twist. And we inhale gently back to center. Exhaling across to the second side. Only looking over the shoulder if it's comfortable. Just feeling the body give in. And in time, inhaling these knees back to center. Just taking a hug of those knees as they squeeze in, shoulders dropped. Having that rock if you want. Just enjoying the stillness. Just easing out this lower back. And from here, inhaling these arms and legs up into the air. As much a bend as you need. You can begin by rotating ankles and wrists if you like. Being sure to go both ways. To give it all that nice loose shake off. When you're ready, inhaling the arms through the legs, taking a hold of the outer edges of the feet. Maybe it's the ankles or anywhere else in the leg. These knees draw out and up. Rocking or still is all your choice. And in your time, exhaling your way down to your comfortable relaxation position, whatever variation that may be. So just settle down again, and the body just melting to the mat, supported by the earth. Just tuning back into our breaths, focusing on that, and the mind clearing, and just letting go again. Allowing the breath to naturally lengthen. And as we lay here, it's beginning to visualize a ball of brilliant white lights just floating gently above us. As it floats here, and you can feel its warmth radiating across the body. And the ball full of energy, white light and warmth. And you inhale. This light enters into the body, into the heart center, bringing with it this energy and warmth. Gradually, breath by breath, as it expands out from the heart center to fill the body. Do you feel it expanding from the heart center up to the shoulder blades and neck, energizing and warm? As you inhale next, as it begins to fill the head, swirling around. As it expands further down through the arms, all the way to the tips of the fingers. Inhaling, that light expands down to the tummy and lower back. As it grows to the hips and pelvic floor. It swirls down each of the legs, past the knees, the ankles, all the way to the tips of the toes. This light's now filling the whole body. This energy and warmth brimming within you. Now gradually, as we exhale, this light begins to diminish. As it does, carrying away all the tension and stress, leaving only the warmth and energy. This light leaves the head and the arms, and then down from the feet, up to the hips, tummy. That light gently leaves the heart center. And the body now calm and relaxed. And that breath nice and long. And as we come back to this moment, we can begin to wiggle toes and fingers as we make small movements. And in time, hug these knees in towards the chest, rocking or still. It's up to you. And then gently rolling over to any side. A brief moment of pause. As we inhale, lifting ourselves up to our comfortable seated position. Finding that spine long and light and that chin tucked in. Just observing that breath again. As we inhale, reaching the arms up, palms together, and down through heart center. And we bow our heads. Namaste.